Well guys, it's time for everyone to get a VPN at the very least, because we have a story here that almost slipped under the media's radar, which was likely the aim. It certainly wasn't announced by the government, Secretary of State or the BBC, who literally haven't covered it that I can find anyway. In fact, left-wing media outlets are too busy running around hating all men because of the actions of one, and a copper at that. Luckily though, the Express has brought it to people's attention, and more importantly mine. But to be honest, credit should be given to the original reporting that came from Wired magazine, with a detailed article I will give you the TLDR of. I will actually link it down below for you to read also. But what we're talking about today is a trial running right now with two undisclosed broadband providers who are capturing all data from their customers and recording it under the so-called Snoopers Charter. This involves your ISP like Sky or Virgin Media tracking everything you do online, saving it and then sending it to the Home Office. As a matter of fact, I expect it's Sky and Virgin Media they're using. I don't know for sure, that's just speculation. But what this essentially means is you literally have no physical freedom or digital freedom anymore. They want to micromanage every aspect of your life, it would seem, and come down on you quickly if you step out of line. What's more is staff from these companies storing your data for the government are not actually allowed to talk about the fact they are recording everything you do online, not even to others in the industry who know about it. The levels of secrecy involved in this are actually incredible, or would be if we didn't know what governments are like already, especially as the last year has shown us. Now, these trials apparently started in July 2019, just after Boris Johnson took over, with the second starting in October 2019, and they're still running now. But these trials, or should we say spying activities, are actually being challenged in the court as we speak, because of the wide-ranging powers that they give, clearly violating people's human rights to privacy. Obviously though, governments and shit don't care about that. This data is valuable beyond belief in this day and age, not only to governments, but to businesses and criminals alike. But mass collecting everyone's internet traffic in the country leaves it open to being stolen, sold off, or even worse. And I'm sure many of you will be pointing out it could also lead to a sort of social credit system where the government scores you based on what you do online. Something that is already done when it comes to voting and many other activities there. It could literally be put in for absolutely anything if they're capturing all this data. That is most of what people do in this day and age, especially when we're locked in our homes as we are now. This, when you factor in everything else, is extremely concerning because we're heading towards becoming China, so it is possible that this social credit system using this could come in very soon. As we all know, they already want vaccine passports and papers, please remember. We have the lockdowns from China, so they are next if this government continues. Now, as I said earlier, we don't know exactly which providers are taking part, but I suspect it could well be Sky and Virgin Media. Vodafone, it seems, have come out saying it's not them, leaving, like I said, only Sky, Virgin and of course BT. Which I guess also, I suppose it could really be BT as well. It could be BT and Sky, or BT and Virgin. Shit, it could be all three of them, and we've only heard about two. Who actually knows at this point? Either way though, it's pretty fucking concerning that they are doing this. I've been using a VPN for years anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but this here is a complete shit show and I'd advise you to at least do the same. In fact, it might be an idea to look at every mitigation possible out there. Now, there are also wider issues with this bill, like the fact that it keeps expanding to include more data from various sources that have resulted in legal challenges that have both won and lost. Yet naturally, the collection of this data just plows on regardless, because like I said, they don't give a flying fuck. Now obviously, if you want to track criminals and terrorists using shit like this, I don't mind so much, but mass blanket data capture is just wrong on so many levels, and I would hope 99.9% of you agree. Actually, I would hope 100% of you agree, but maybe that's unrealistic. In my mind, judges and court orders should be required to do things on a case-by-case basis, and scope should be limited for each order so it cannot just collect everything. Proportionate and balanced should obviously be the way. In fact, as I sit here now, I would speculate that it is possible this is not really a trial. This is the government collecting as much data as they can to use during this shit show that they have brought about, destroying this country over the last year. It is certainly possible, if you ask me. But anyway, that's all I have for you on this one. There is much more information in the article that you might want to read up on, so like I said, I've linked it below.
We're off!